Hello everyone, in this lecture we are going to learn about what is UDS in Division 2. UDS and its content explained in detail. Our flagship courses are Master Static Equipment Design and PVElite, ASME Section 8 Division 2, and Master Welded Storage Tank, as per API 650. We have curated courses to suit your learning needs, so do visit our learning platform for more details on scootoid.thinkific.com.
Most important thing for user is the preparation of user's design specification. Now in the short term, what do you think that is? What is a user design specification? You might have received many specifications, pressure vessel specification, design basis, okay, data sheets. So complete data for design at one place. That is the user design specification. Now, what are the things it may have? It may be a single document or maybe a document which is referring to some of the documents. Okay, so combinedly it will be called as user design specification. What are the type of document which will be part of user design specification? Not mechanical, but process data sheet basically. So process data sheet with a drawing, maybe in form of sketch or a separate A1 or A0 drawing. Specification, data sheet, sketch, yes. So specification may be required. You may even make this specification as a complete, okay, or you can prepare a separate pressure vessel specification and refer that into the user design specification. Okay. Technical delivery conditions. So again, for TDC, you may have a separate sheet which you have already prepared, and you can refer that to this UDS. That is also one way to give the data, or you can include in this specification itself. Okay. So either of the case, it should be included in the UDS. Okay. Great. Now, what do you think about the content of it? Okay, so if you just see what at this point we have already covered, design preparation basically, single document shared with multiple stakeholders, because if you have single document, then it is easier for everyone to discuss, and refer that. Answers all the question of an engineer. If you are designing that equipment, you should get all the answers from this. Okay. Next, no ambiguity. Okay, there is nothing like something is given in mail, something is there in specification, there is contradiction. So that thing should not be there. So no ambiguity, very clear-cut data which needs to be followed. It makes everybody's life easier. Now, in your thing, like what are the inputs we need? Needs to be there. Now let us see what exactly should be there. So we'll talk about briefly. So installation, where it needs to be installed, location, jurisdictions, if any, which are applicable, environmental condition very much required, right? What is the temperature, room temperature, ambient pressure, right? So what you'll be considering in case of full vacuum, that will be coming from that, right? Vessel identification. So it has to be identified with a proper tag, right? Like V2923, just a number, something like that. So code does not give you any guideline for naming, but identification should be there. You should be able to identify with the tag. Vessel configuration and controlling dimensions, very much important, right? Some dimensions can be left on the manufacturer. That is possible. But whatever are the controlling dimensions, that has to be given. And the vessel configuration, okay, has to be there. Okay, so now you can see this data. Like total height, you have to mention, okay, the skirt height, the diameter of that inside diameter. So like that, the controlling dimensions should be there. Something you want to leave for the manufacturer, which is a variable for the client also, you can leave it for that. Then design conditions, very much important. Without that, nothing can be done. So it is a basic requirement. And you need to have design pressure, design temperature, and MDMT. Okay. and the dead loads, live loads, everything. So design condition, operating conditions, right? So if some more analysis like CFD has to be done, then fluid transient and flow properties to determine thermal gradient. Okay, that also may be required. Okay, anyway, dead loads, live loads are required for fatigue life. If you are giving a fatigue life, then cyclic conditions. You can see a typical graph. If it is only a startup and shutdown as a cyclic, then this is how it will be mentioned. Normal operation, what time, and then there will be excursion. Okay. Corrosion, yes, Sashiva, that is kind of design parameters. So if you are mentioning process data sheet, we consider that corrosion will be there as a part of input, very much required. So this is another case where startup and shutdown is a little bit different. So this kind of curves may be required to be provided. Okay. Cycles per year, because that will give you the number of cycles multiplied with the total design life. So if fatigue is there, then you need to provide these inputs. If corrosion fatigue is there, corrosion fatigue is also one case where the modification factor Fe shall be specified. Okay. That material of construction can be mentioned definitely with the full name. Okay. But even if you mention it like carbon steel, okay, or stainless steel with 304 stainless steel, that much is good enough. Okay. But if you are only mentioning like carbon steel, you should mention the working fluid and all, okay, so that if any grade needs to be specified, and if it is affecting that, the manufacturer will be able to take that decision. Okay. Finally, you are anyway approving the design report after the selection of the material. So again, it will come back to you. But you can mention it as a carbon steel. Okay, that is permitted. You can have it like that. MDMT and additional toughness requirement. If anything is there related to material, you have to mention. Okay. If any specific welder filler material requirement, then also it's not mandatory. But if you think you have to add something or it is restricted, you can mention that. Loads and load cases shall be mentioned very clearly in the UDS. What are the different load cases which need to be considered? Now you can also mention it like there are already some load cases there in the code. Okay. So you can also write that as per code. Anything additional you want to add, that you can add here. Okay. Or if you want to give proper combination, that is also acceptable. Okay. Over pressure protection requirements, if you want any, has to be mentioned. Then non-destructive examinations. Okay. But these are additional. These are the additional requirements which already, if code is applied, there is some minimum requirement which is already there. Okay. So apart from that, like anything you want to add or make it more stringent, you cannot relax the requirement of code. But if you want to make or mention anything additional, that can be done. Okay. Then what is the other type of weld joints and their NDs? Non-mandatory as per this division, but mandatory for a particular vessel. You have to mention those requirements. Related to operation or maintenance, you want to share something which may be affecting the design. Additional pressure testing requirement apart from code, if any, you can mention. So additional requirements are kind of option for the client, which may be there, may not be there.
For in-depth training. And to learn more about these courses, register with the link in the description.